Yeah, I saw that's it right there. Yo, 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 we are back. Season 4, we back again, live from the director's den. This is the second time we've gone live. And this, I mean, it's just as dope, man. It's a refreshing feeling to be able to connect with you guys in real time. So if you're watching this, we got a special one for you. Shout out to everybody that was rocking with us last night on Tate Jonathan's episode, man. Talk about redemption, talk about intimacy with the Lord in hard places, talk about loss and tragedy, but then also talking about overcoming by his blood. And so, you know what I mean? It was just such a great episode, being able to connect with that young man and see where he's going and how he's now taking his life and putting it into his music. His album does drop February 1st. If you didn't watch the last episode, you're going to have to watch this episode because we're not leaking it on social media. You got to watch the episode to find out when the album dropped. Wrapped in pretty colors. Album cover was fire, but we got a banger today. Yes, Sirski. You already know. You know, I like to make sure that we are interviewing good, solid individuals that are not only just making an impact in the community, but also they are just solid individuals, great dudes, people that have a story, people that have overcame and are now just running, right? Just running. And this gentleman, his name is Jordan Collins, but I like to call him Jordan Kozy. This brother right here, man, this dude has been doing some phenomenal things. I know he can't wait to get on screen, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all the bro's story is crazy. He's back in Columbus. If y'all didn't know, if y'all ain't been staying up with any of the Kozy information and need to know news, he is back in Columbus, Ohio. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get into this bio because y'all know how I do, man. You know, I feel like I'm the next Shannon Sharp when it come down to writing bios. So, let me go ahead and introduce my young brother. Jordan Collins is his real name, but I call him Jordan Kozy. Is a serial entrepreneur rooted in genuine connection and holistic wellness. Through his own personal journey, Jordan has learned that feeling your best goes far beyond the physical. It's spiritual, emotional, and mental. That belief became the foundation of Kozy, a lifestyle brand centered on mental wellness and intentional living. Listen, y'all, I've seen it firsthand. Intentional living. Kozy is more than apparel. It's a community designed for individuals committed to daily growth and inspiring others to embrace their own wellness journey. The brand encourages people to feel their brand in every aspect of life. Like we said, spiritual, emotional, mental. Jordan's purpose has been shaped by both vision and loss. The passing of his best friend, Amani Carter, became a defining moment that deepened his commitment to mental health and meaningful connection. After the launching of Kozy, Jordan was in Los Angeles and he built up a brand over the past 5 to 6 years. Jordan recently returned home to Columbus, Ohio, bringing Kozy back to its roots with renewed clarity, intention, and community focus. Listen, y'all, when I say I normally say people like the man, the myth, the legend. This is the real life man, myth, legend. Hey, help me welcome to the director's den, Mr. Jordan Collins, Jordan Kozy. What's going on, baby?
Y'all doing? What's going
Doing good, bro. Doing good, man.
on? I appreciate the intro, man. I'm still growing to being a legend and a myth, but to be there so far, I'm very grateful.
Listen, don't let the boy gas you up. He definitely is on his own wave right now. Jordan, how's the week been, man? Just talk to me. Where's your mental at right now?
I mean, I'm grateful to be here, man. I'm able to wake up every morning and being able. I'm really been that's been my foundation lately. It's just being able to move my body, being able to move my life, move forward. I'm all about mental growth and really just spiritual self growth. Really understanding myself more and more each day. Just learning how I can keep getting better. Right. I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but there's so many different aspects in our life that we can really improve. Right. And then also give myself more grace. I'm pretty hard on myself, but that's kind of what got us here.
Well, it's supernatural to be very critical of yourself, especially when you're building a brand, and you are a creative. So you're designing clothes. You're trying to meet the niche every time the niche even changes. So it's I'm sure you got a lot on your plate, man. When people hear Kozy, what do you hope that they feel and not think?
I want them to feel their best. Like you said, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, right? I want you to feel your best when you're cozy because who doesn't love being cozy, right? Our tagline is "It's how life should feel, cozy." So when I see anybody that comes intact with Kozy, comes to one of our events, wears one of our pieces, I want them to feel their best. And then it's not from the clothes, right? It's just internally, right? So
Yeah.
if I can be able to shape somebody's impact or, have them be a part of the community and they actually feel comfortable being in there, they feel welcome, they feel invited, right? And it doesn't have to be like, hey, come here, or like it doesn't have to be a direct correlation. They could just feel that energy once they come in.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I love that tagline. Can you say it again for the ones in the back?
It's how life should feel, cozy.
It's how life should feel, like
Mhm.
like cozy and like it all go together, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I got the cozy on
Come
right
on,
here.
man. You already know. We always
You
got
know,
everybody got to stay cozy.
and I can't lie, guys. Hey, chat like. I feel cozy. You feel me? So like the gear works. It does give you a feeling, bro. But
Mm,
it's so crazy how the feeling and is rooted in so much more than just the materials and the fabric that's on your body, man. And so before we dive in, I told y'all my boy came back to Columbus. The boy came back to the six to bring y'all that that thing. You know what I'm saying? Listen,
thank you.
can I get a horn for my boy coming back? My boy came back. He brought it back to the six where I'm sure the seed, the mustard seed of where all this ideas came from. Am I correct?
Uh, you are correct. You're correct. I mean, it's no place like home, man. I was gone for almost 10 years, and to kind of be back around my fam and around familiar faces, but also being new people, right? It's really enlightening. I love that I'm able to expand myself. I think a lot of people when they think about coming home or going back to where you're from, they think they're kind of going to do the same thing, and I'm like the total opposite. I can't do the same thing. I got to make sure I got fresh, new,
Yeah,
refresh vibes. So
yeah.
yeah, it was very important for me to kind of take that step away, but then kind of come back with a new perspective.
And I love that about the fact that it's new, right? Like we're coming
Mhm.
back with a new. Like what we did in LA was supposed to be done in LA, but when we're coming back here, we're coming revitalized and refreshed. I got the
Absolutely.
video from the homecoming, y'all. Listen, I pulled up, man. It was lit. It was lit. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't seen Jordan in a while. You know what I mean? And the boy hit me up like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming home. Coming home. I said, all right, bet. So I pulled up to the event. This is how it turned out, y'all.
Yeah, okay, hands down, shot it pure pressure. Every day struggle getting jeans on Sheena Deska. I can lend a hand a good fella Joe Pesci. Took it to Miami, watch it get. Just to watch it get messy and that's on me. Simone Biles, little baby in her own league. Body so full, but ain't little baby body so T. Girl, I'm like Mizzou, you can't just talk, you gotta show me. We might not go home again, I put that on the homie. She from ATL, she hot too on my Tony. Girl, come get your reward, let me put it on your tongue. Shawty need that Jordan sponsor, way she make it. That the way she make it jump, ayy. Do it in your flash, baby, do it in some pumps, ayy. Bouncing like my lady track, just shake it like it's crunk, ayy. Let me in your conch, ayy, baby, make it. Shawty make it jump, she just took off on the free throw. Lying about her man, ain't got shit to do with me though. Got her on the backboard, Nardo, he Andre drumming. Baby, like my Beetlejuice, she say my name, I'm coming. Shawty get it jumping like a tip-off. Came up out the bottoms, Indiana, who's a rip-off. Now I got her bouncing back with Nardo, call it crisscross. Throw that shit like Randy Johnson, girl, I'm 96 miles.
The Kozy homecoming was lit.
But I can't let you hop in and act like you ain't the one who shot
Hey,
that.
hey, listen, I said I pulled up, I did shoot it, but to outside of the camera, if I wasn't there, the vibes would have been shown. Period. Like, and so let me ask you, what emotions comes up when you think about that time, that first event back home? What emotions come up when you look at that tape?
Emotions. I never thought about it like that. I can say one word that really came up was unity.
Mm,
To really bring people back together. I had a lot of people really come up to me and say that this was their first time seeing some of their friends in 10 years, right? And they live 15 minutes away. I lived 30 hours away. So,
right.
again, with this being bigger than, how it is for us, I just think I think it's just very enlightening. It's very enlightening to see familiar faces. It's very enlightening to see people that are really rocking with the brand, something that was in my head. And
Yeah.
now that it's in physical form, that it's amazing. Right. So very, very blessed to be here and very blessed for, us starting where we're at. Right. We just getting started.
Mm. So when you look back at coming home, what does coming home mean, and what does that moment validate, or what does it challenge in your journey?
Kind of what I was saying earlier, coming back home to a lot of people doesn't seem tasteful, right? And being transparent, I mean, at first it wasn't tasteful for me, right? I didn't really want to come home. I love LA. But God brings you home for a reason and always does things for a reason. So
Yeah.
once I really set my mindset on that, I was able to be like, okay, I'm here for a reason. I'm actually accepted it. And that's like one of my biggest lessons of 2025 is acceptance. And once I accepted it, things started rolling. Things started coming. I started meeting the right individuals. Obviously, we linked up. We started really getting video content, just things together to where it was bigger than me. It was
Hmm.
bigger than me just starting my own clothing brand, saying buy my clothes. It ended up becoming a movement.
Yo, and it's crazy just to hear how you say, like people don't like coming home. You know what I mean? Like so to even make a decision to uproot yourself from what you probably have planted yourself in, like it's like a
Mm.
flower that's originally grown in the grass, but then it's just gonna uproot itself, drag its roots without sun, without the proper nutrients across the yard to go replant somewhere else. How difficult is that really? And what type of mental awareness and mental challenge can it be on
Man, it's just hard.
you?
It's just hard, bro. It's not, I established myself in LA and, I used to say this all the time, but like, I pretty much did everything in LA that anybody would want to do besides buy a
Mm,
home. I did all the celebrity stuff. I did all the parties. I do miss the beach though. I do miss all being outside. And, I went back after I came home and actually had a good realization of what I loved about it. I really loved, obviously, the creative people that are around, but I also love the nature, the environment, the
mm,
fact the sun is out all the time, right? Like I'm able to have a bad day, go outside and have a good day, right? So I think
yeah.
it really became more internal for me. And then instead of the external, it wasn't just like me being at a mansion or me being at a car party with Quavo and Takeoff and them, right? That was cool and all. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to shortcut it and act like that wasn't like a cool part of, the experience. But what
Right.
really means something to me at this point and what really intrigues me to even be back there is
Yeah.
like the nature, right? Being able to go hike and go to the beach and, try new restaurants and, again, like being around creative people, being around like minded individuals. Being at home is it's tougher, right? I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
not as creative and it's not as opening as it would be in LA or like a New York or a major city. But we're making the best of it that we can and getting around the right round of people. So again, that's where that foundation with God, and He'll just gotta let go and just let Him bring those people to you.
Yeah, nah, you're 100% correct, man. Well, um, when you think of Jordan Kozy, before the Kozy got introduced and it was just Jordan Collins, who was Jordan Collins before the Kozy?
Man, he's a very driven, goal oriented, caring person for real, for real. I mean, I always care about my people, and I always want to see the best. It gets me in trouble sometimes, but I can usually see the greatness in somebody before they can. So I'll push them to be like, hey, what do you like as a child? Because I always had to do that, right? I did that for myself, and I had to like, I would say when I moved to LA, it's really when I like found me and my
Mm-hmm.
like own personal self. And once I was able to do that, I was able to push the homies and do it. And if they weren't down to do it, that's okay, right? But Jordan Collins itself is, somebody that loves collaboration, somebody that loves connection. I had to really understand what my purpose was, and I think my purpose is really community and connection. Because I'm good at that, right? I'm good at building relationships with people. I'm good at, being cool with folks and, seeing how we can exchange value. Really, in the end of the day, of a relationship is it's an exchange of value, but not a material value, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
more of like, how can we represent each other together? How can we relate? Can we have a conversation? Are we on the same page? Do we have the same mindset, right? The material comes and goes. So if you can actually have a conversation with somebody and be like, okay, like we kind of think alike, or like, okay, like we move similar, like, okay, let's bounce ideas off of each other. And I mean, that's how you get smarter. That's just constructive stuff, man. You always want to have constructive conversations. At least that's
Yeah.
where I'm at.
Yeah, no, and you find a lot of dreams. You know what Les Brown said. You know the graveyard is full of dreams and hopes and all the
Mm,
I wish I could have's and whatnot. And I think one thing that you do very well is your team collaboration. Right, it's getting others involved. It's empowering others to be great. Right, like and through that we can all now create a force that defeats anything that we come against, right? And not only defeats it, but defeats it in love, right? Like it's like, hey, listen, like you're a op, you're coming against us. We trying to be all inclusive, but you coming against the grain, right? And so
right.
collaboration is a must. Home creates safety, right? Like coming
For sure.
home, there's a big safety net that's casted around that, and safety is also where wellness starts, right? Like you gotta feel
Mhm.
safe, you gotta have a safe space to be
Absolutely.
able to have the right mind and mental capacity to really know what you need to start working on so that you can be well, right? Like it's one thing
Hmm.
to be fit, it's another thing to be well. My dad always says it's a lot of fit Negroes under the grave. There's a lot of people just dead that had 8 packs. You know what I'm saying? But it's another thing to be well. We see it time and time again. Actors and celebrities, and they can't handle it, right? Like the fame and everything becomes a bit too much, right? But then you also see some of the ones that do make it and do are self-sustained or sustained in their career. A lot of them is because they've always had that sense of home. I was watching
Hmm.
Eddie Murphy's documentary on Being Eddie, and he was just talking about like, listen, I got kids, I got family, I got people that depend on me. I would never I would never play my own role in my own defeat, right? Like I don't want to be when I look at if I'm defeated, I don't want to say, "Oh, well that's where you played a big part in it." You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so, he wrapped that whole idea around home, around the people that depended on him. Like I'm not about to go do drugs. Why? Because I got people that depend on me. I gotta
Absolutely.
stay in shape. Well, I got people that depend on me. I gotta stay in my creativity because I got people depend on me. You have a big village, bro. You have a lot of people that depend on you. Talk about that for a moment and how that has spoke impact into your life, into the brand, and how it has made you be the man that you are today.
Shoot, I go back to my pops. I never forget when he told me when I was 16 years old, I got my license, and he was like, "I don't really care what you do, but just know it don't just affect you." And ever since he said that, like, it's something that stuck with me. Obviously, he's talking about driving and being out with your friends too late, blah blah blah. But I never knew that really applied to life as much as it does now.
Mm,
Um, so just kind of like really understanding that it's not about just me. And like if I got in trouble, this affects more than just me. So that's kind of where I've understood like how important it is for me to really be that example. I'm also like the first, I'm not gonna say I'm the first entrepreneur in my family, but I'm the first one that's gone as far as I've gone. And just
mm,
really like building connections around it. Like a lot of my family isn't the most open. So I really wanted to be the one that was different, to be more open and be more, willing to make connections. Obviously, you don't want bad spirits and, people that are just kind of really trying to take. So really having that discernment has been something I've really been focusing on, just to know I can get away from those monitoring spirits or those people that just kind of just see something in you and they just
mm,
can't figure out what it is. So
mm,
really just understanding that, really locking into that, locking in with God, and just allowing Him to really guide the direction. And to go back to your point about the village, like, you really have to, you have to know who you're with, and you have to really know what they're about, right?
mm.
So if it is friends, like knowing do they have the drive that you do, you don't have to have the same drive, you don't have to do the same thing, but it's like,
Right,
do you have it?
right,
Right? So
right,
like
right.
because sometimes you get caught up in and I was key on this, like I got caught up in a lot of loyalty, right? I got loyalty to the homies because I've known them for years, but at the same time, like I have actually really outgrown them, and with
Mm,
me outgrowing them, and again, it's not a shade or it's not a smack in the face. It's just really understanding where we're at this point in life. And it's not saying I can't be cool with you. We can still be cool, but like, there's always got to be a boundary there, especially like when it comes to building and like, we older now, so we got families and, we got these businesses and stuff that we're
mm-hmm.
doing. So really having that village that understands and is on the same page is super, super important. It starts with your fam too. I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
saying everybody's family is
yeah.
best, but my mom and dad have always supported me. My sister has always supported me, right? My niece and
Mm-hmm.
my aunts, everybody that's really in my family has always supported me since day one because they've always seen
Mm-hmm.
my drive. So being able to really touch on them, and then also, knowing I can lean back on them is so key, right? And then they can
Yeah.
lean on me.
How do you balance that for somebody that's listening out there, that's watching, and they're in
It's
the
hard.
same position, right? Because I mean, you touched on. I wasn't even gonna go down this rabbit hole, but you went there. You talked about loyalty, and I think that's a lot of things that good people all have to deal with, even myself included. Like we're so loyal to us to a point to where it almost your loyalty now strips who you are and your growth, because you're trying to be and stay loyal. How do you balance the loyalty versus is this a fit, right? Like do you fit in this space without making your friends and family feel departmentalized?
Uh, Balance is a hard thing. I'm still learning it. And everybody says you gotta be balanced, you gotta be balanced, but that shit hard, man. Like it's tough.
Yeah,
Because
it
like
is.
you said, the loyalty part of it is, these are my people. I've been down with them, and they've been down for me. So again, I don't think it's like an X out. You don't X them out. I just think that it's a conversation to be had, and just understand like where we're at. And if they can't really understand that, then again, it's just a boundary. Again, I can still be around you. I can still be with you. Um, but I can't fully engage, right? And sometimes you don't even gotta say that. That can just be an internal clock for you. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we not on the same page. Like, all right, I can't really interact as much as I want to. Like, I might have to leave this text on red, and it's okay, right? My problem is I'm a retired people pleaser. So I used to just want to make sure everybody was good, but for real, it took away from me. And I had to understand that, like, people rock with me because of I am who I am. And I'm authentically me. But when
Yeah.
I'm trying to like people please and be cool with everybody and make sure
Right.
everybody good, you put yourself to the side, and then you end up feeling depleted, and then you turn on everybody like, man, f everybody, f all y'all. I don't want to be around y'all no more. Like,
Yeah.
and you really could just had that balance that we're talking about and just put up the boundaries.
Yeah, I think boundaries is key. I think you hit on something else, like just far as like not allowing people to have a taker mentality when it comes down to dealing with you, right? My
Mm,
wife, she used to always say, because I do anything for everybody, and she'd be like, "What's your value?" Simple question. Not
mm-hmm.
to degrade you, not to make you feel less than, but what is your value? Do you know what your value is? And how is this person now playing into the value that you hold, right? And making
Hmm.
me just self-evaluate, you know, my family, my friends, my circle, who's close to me, who's the closest to me, you know what I mean? And really, what are they bringing to the table, right? Like even if I'm okay with you bringing nothing, I need to know that you bring nothing to the table. It's still an
Right,
understanding I need to have. Like, okay,
right,
you just my friend. Like, you ain't got nothing to bring to the table when it comes down to me or what I'm doing, right? And you think about it like more and more times these days, you rarely have the friends that call and check up on you. Like this is the type of people we are, right? Like we call, we check up on our friends, we asking about your wife, we asking about your kids before I even ask anything that just related to us. No, people don't do that anymore. You know what
no,
I mean? It's always transactional, right? Hey man,
transactional.
just hit you up because I want you to do blah 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 blah. Huh? Oh, okay. But then you call them, right? You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel what you're saying, bro. It's a crazy balance that you do have to have, and you don't always win those battles. You know what I mean? You lose some too because
Mm-hmm.
loyalty is still there, right? And loyalty, I mean, you can't fault people when they really have been down for you and they really have rock solid with you, despite where they're at in life. They've always been 100 with you. It's hard in those moments, but that's why we be like, man, I need to hurry up and make it. So I don't care about that. I could just bring my bro with me. He could be with me all the time because that's the value we have is in friendship, not so much of what he brings to the table. And I won't really care that much about
Right.
that. So I think having systems and stuff in place is great, man. To just transition and pivot here, you come back home and uh, you know, you have your homecoming. Does did Tamani pass when you were here? Did y'all get the chance to have any moments?
No, I mean we had moments for sure. Yeah, of course, that's my dog.
Right, I know y'all had
Like,
moments, but I'm talking about like
love my
before.
brother.
I couldn't remember if you were here already.
Nah, I wasn't here. So I think the last real moment, not real moment, but like real moment of cozy that I had with T was when he came and did the pop up with us on sale. It was like July 2023. We had like a
Mm,
little pop up here in Columbus. I flew home, me and Mo, and T did it. And yeah, I think I would say that's probably my one of my last cozy moments with T. I mean, obviously, it's my bro, so we had a lot
right.
of moments together, so many good memories. But yeah, I remember that day. That shit rocked me. But that was when I mean, I was already, kind of entertaining the thought of coming home and stuff. And my niece was 8 years old when I come home, and I was in LA when she was born. So I was like, all right, well, people getting older, my parents getting older, and then T not being here, bro, that shit crushed me. So I was like, I gotta go to the crib. Like, it's a must. Like, and I mean, that's where, a lot of, I'm not gonna say a lot of the mental wellness stuff stems from. I think that was a big super staple for me to where
Mm,
I was like, yeah, nah, like we gotta tighten this up. We gotta tighten this ship up. So even though, yeah, I might not have the homies that always check on me, but I gotta make sure
yeah,
I'm doing that because I can't have another one of my best friends go because I just never knew. And it
yeah,
wasn't that I never knew. I just think, what I mean, I want to encourage people to be able to talk to your people. I want to encourage people to really like find your purpose and figure out what you want to do, right? Because if you don't know, you get into the space of doing whatever, and usually you're doing whatever for the money, and then all money ain't good money, right? So
Yeah.
when you're doing that, and in your head everywhere, you just have no sense of direction. So that's where God come in. 'Cause you
Right.
ain't got Him, bro. Hey, man, you out of
Right.
here. I hate to say it. So that's where my real focus has been there. Like the last
Right.
couple of years, that's where my focus has really been. I've never not been a believer, but man, what that's an every day, or for me, maybe multiple times a day, just so I can kind of realign myself and get back on the right track.
Yeah. And I think you touched on it a little bit. But how did grief, um, how did the grief reshape how you build and how you connect and how you love?
Love is everything. Uh, my homegirl for real, Jordan, she just put me on because like we guys, so we don't be like, I love this guy, and she was like, nah, like you love everything, you got to lead with love, and that was something that really stuck with me for real. So shout out her for that.
Mm,
I think really navigating grief. I mean, shit, I still deal with it all the time, right? I'm in Columbus and my boy not here, so like sometimes in my head, I'm like, why am I here? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Why am I
Yeah.
here? Because my dog ain't here. But I mean, I'm here for a reason, right? I'm here to leave some impact, and again, even letting my close homies know, like, I mean, I ain't never leave, dog. I'm still here, but like, I just had to expand. I had to see something different. So then when I came back, it looked a little different. It might not look how you guys know, right? And I think that's a huge lesson in itself too. Is like we're we're so focused on what we know that we can't understand what somebody else knows. And that sounds kind of crazy, but it's very true. Like, just because you understand doesn't mean you have to agree. You just have to understand. You just gotta understand that that's somebody else's experience. That's why when I did go to LA, people were kind of like, I was like, yeah, I'm about to level up. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do it. And they'd be like, bro, you still live with your uncle, dog. Like, what are you talking about? But really, I was just speaking into existence, right? Like, I'm such a visionary. Like, I seen Kozy already built. I already seen, myself in these sky level apartments and these BMWs. And when it comes to a material type of thing, I already seen that in LA, right? And I seen that my first year. So then to actually like receive it, I was like, oh, like I was excited, of course, but like I was speaking on this stuff like from day one. I was always speaking that I wanted something, and I would actually receive it. So that's just how the power of the tongue is, and that's just how manifestation is. And again, keeping God first and just really leaning on Him. And He knows what you want. Like everything that you truly want, that came from Him. So once you understand that, like you can really lock in and get whatever you want. Like not saying
Yeah.
it's easy. It ain't easy, but you can
Yeah.
you can get it.
No, I'm in total agreement with you, bro. You know, when when we have hardships, and this is from somebody that lost, I lost my mom at the age of 12. You know what I mean? And you have those moments that have to reshape how you think. Obviously I was a young, very kid. You know what I mean? Like young man. And so I didn't really have even the bearings to really know how to put it all together. But now when I look back, I believe that man, like Jordan said, love is the greatest of all things. You know what I mean? Like if I can lead in love and I can lead with love, then it becomes a thing of not that hey I disagree with you, but I disagree in love, right? Like love is just it's a curator of just the vibe that you need to have, right? When it comes down to interactions, when it comes down to building people, building a brand, right? People love when they can feel the love, right? Like if they like, you come to the Kozy social hours, which we'll get into. It's a feeling in the air that it's like I love, right? Like everybody here. Some people don't know each other from a can of paint, and they like, I love this dude, man. This dude over here, he cool as a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's really how it be. You know what I mean? And that's how it's supposed to be. And I think if we can, sometimes it sucks that hard things have to get us back to those states to where our mind
Mhm.
really does shift and start thinking about those. And every time we go to a funeral, right? It's all, especially like as of late, like, going to Burn One's funeral, going to Pat White's funeral. You know what I mean? Like, so many people, when they die, and you, even if you didn't talk to them for a long time, it's always these reconnections at the funeral, right? And all these recollections, like, bro, I gotta stay tight with my fam. I gotta call and check up on you guys. I gotta do these things, right? What's the number one thing? That's the action. You're saying I need to love more, right? I do need
For
to
sure.
love more. I need to love other people outside of myself. And so, just to hear how that has reshaped your mindset and your mental and your life and your posture and the way that you're walking around carrying all the weight that you have, I feel like you make it look easy, and that's probably why. You make it look easy,
Yeah,
and even though your shoulders is bearing a lot, because when you can walk in love and you can operate in love, bro, God takes a lot of that weight off your shoulders, and He will make it make sense. He'll make the things that need to work for you, man.
absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And I shout out my boy TB Trey Burke, man. He one of my favorite point guards ever. He went to my favorite school, Michigan, of course, and T went to Michigan. So obviously,
Oh man.
we were locked in on that. But nah, he
Oh
had
man.
TB TB got his jersey retired last Friday. So congrats to
Yeah.
him on that.
Yep.
But he said it. He was like, "Man, love is the highest form of currency, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's so much money out there, but like that don't mean nothing, right?
Yeah.
You gotta lead with love, and everything else comes to you." So,
Yep.
I was definitely happy about hearing that and seeing his jersey retired, and just seeing everybody doing good things. That's really what it's about. Like, your thing might be different, but as long as it's positive and it's leading in light, to each his own. And then how can I help you, right? I'm
Yeah.
always big on
Right.
that. Like, what kind of value can I add to you, right? I'll just
Yeah.
do it just off the strength because I want to see you. I want to see you eat, like you were saying
Right.
earlier. I want to empower my people, right? I don't want to feel like you're working for me or you're doing this for me. Like, no, let's do this together because
Mm-hmm.
why I want to buy your food? We can all eat together.
Right. Right.
Feel me?
Right.
Like,
Right.
I want to be able
Essentially,
to empower.
this ain't no young money. You know what I'm saying?
I want to be able to, empower my people so they can get their bag and they can get their knowledge and they can pump into their network, right? And then we can all just come together as one. So that's that unity.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, man, that's dope, man. It's dope just to hear it come from the horse's mouth itself, man. Talk about just some of those things, man, that, to most people would set them back, man. You know what I mean? Like, you lose your good friend, lose a best friend, lose anybody that's really significantly close that places value in your life, man. A lot of people can't rebound from that. And I'm sure, just like I do, 22, 23 years later, you know, you still have those moments, right? You still have those times where you're like, all right, I need to isolate myself. I need to be in solitude, you know what I mean? Because I know that I'm feeling my mom. I know that I'm feeling my brother with me right now, you know what I mean? And it's heavy on the heart, you know what I mean? And so, I'm glad that we were able to touch on that, man, and be able to talk about that, and not only
Absolutely.
just talk about it, but spread awareness on some different techniques and tactics of how to deal with death and oppression and different things that we have to fight through, man. Rest in peace to Tamani, bro. Great soul. I
Love my
had
boy.
my last text message I had from him wasn't even a text. It was a DM
Instagram
on
message.
IG,
I already know what you're talking about.
and he was like, man, I felt like, and it's not like, I don't walk around and act like Tamani, like we talked and interacted every day, but when we did, in some moments, I felt like he had some moments that, I even look back on like, dang, man, I wonder if I would have tried to engage more in that relationship. You know what I mean? Would there have been something that I possibly could have helped with? I know he was on his musical journey. You know what I mean? And he was just, doing a lot of expressing himself. You know what I mean? In his music, and he shared a lot of those sentiments with me, man. Which I'll forever feel honored to even be on the other end of that ear. To be able to hear the things that he wanted to do and how he wanted to go further, right? And so, rest in peace to Tamani, man. We will always keep your memory uplifted and always keep your name uplifted, man, just to make sure that people know who you are and what you did mean to the brand. To
Love
take
you. Love my
What'd you say?
I said I love my boy. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That's my dog, man. And it's just that shit definitely crushed me. That's why I'll be really pushing this mental health and
Yeah,
pushing the TC3 Foundation with his mom. Like that was the one thing I remember at the repast that we were like, all right, what we gonna do? Like, how we gonna keep this going? Right? We
yeah,
got to make sure that bro's name stay alive, and then we can also help out other people. Like it's really
yeah,
about impact at this point. It ain't really a grab for me. It's a grab for other people, and I just
yeah.
obviously will reap some benefit from it, but that's not why I do it.
No, well said, bro. Well said. Just to pivot here, so talking about things that you guys have been doing currently. I know you guys. Everybody knows you got the Kozy socks, you got the Kozy
Come on,
website. You got the Kozy merch, right? We got the old school little riddle jerseys,
Jersey.
bro. Like, come on,
They're
man.
coming back. Actually, they be back.
They is, man. You seeing fashion. It all goes back in 360, man. Start even cats. Had a young cat ask me, "You got a starter jacket I can have?" I said, "What, bro? What you know about a starter jacket, gang?" But like for real, you know what I'm saying? But just to see how it's revolving, man. You guys have been doing some amazing things just with community awareness, right? Like you got different sectors that you guys have been rolling out. But the main thing that you guys have been really pushing is Kozy social hour, right? And I think we've
Yes,
had how
sir.
many? How many Kozy socials? It's been three, two or
Just
three,
one so far. Just
just
one.
one,
Just one.
just
Yeah,
one.
we just didn't.
Well, I
What's the
guess I'll
first?
be. I guess I'm thinking about the homecoming,
The other
event,
minutes. Yeah, yeah.
and then the other event that you guys did. Okay, so we've had one Kozy social hour. Listen,
Correct.
y'all. They dropped a video today. The video is fire. Shout out the videographer that did it. I can't remember his name.
Jerry Top.
Jerry Tao. Jerry Tao. Great video. I'm about to pull it up so you guys can get firsthand experience of what Kozy social hour looks and feels like. Tap in. I'm I said, ooh, la, la, I'm coming back. I'm ooh, la, la, I'm coming back. I'm ooh, la, la.
Appreciate y'all coming out. It's a beautiful event, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows everybody or is meeting everybody. New friends, new clients, new everything, right? Fresh vibes. So I can't thank y'all enough for coming out. Kozy's a lifestyle brand, man. We just looking to make everybody feel their best overall, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all that. So appreciate y'all coming out, man. I really wanted to tap in and always you gon' be mine. It's all gratitude. I can't say that enough. Like, you know what I mean? Thank you.
That
It's,
boy.
it's
Hey,
social
listen.
hour.
The event, fire, y'all. Fire. Jordan, talk to me about um social hour, man. Uh, what is social hour? What is the original meaning behind why we're doing it?
Social hour is a community gathering. Obviously, we'll sell clothes. We'll have clothes available for people to buy if you haven't been around the brand. But really, it was just a community hour to be around like-minded individuals. As we keep pushing, mental wellness and community aspect, we want to make sure that everybody that's around the brand or in the brand or wants to be a part of the brand, they're just around the right community, right? So this was more of like a networking event, something free, fresh, something I kind of brought from LA. I see LA, they do a lot of networking events, right, where you're able to meet top individuals, where you're able to meet people that are kind of in the same boat as you. They might be doing the same profession, they might not be, right? But anybody's able to come. Everybody's welcome. Come meet some new friends, new clients. People that are just on that same type of page. Kind of I spoke on it earlier of how I'm really just big on being around like-minded individuals, people that are on the same wavelength. And when you come to the social hour, you're gonna see it. It's very open. We want everybody to come, but it's also very curated and selective. Just the type of individuals that'll be there. So if you pull up, just best believe you better be ready to talk so you can meet some new people.
What was creating this space, and why was it so important for Kozy to make sure that they establish a meeting ground for creatives?
Uh, Again, I mean, we in Ohio now, so like Ohio a little different. It's not as a creative, right? So it's like a dime a dozen of creatives out here, and some know each other, some don't. Some know of each other, some don't. So being able to really have everybody in that same room is super key. And that was just the vibe we wanted to create. We wanted to be around in a nice modern location, right? So we had a coffee shop that we do a partnership with. They give LA vibes. They give really clean, contemporary, good vibes. Right? We wanted to have curated cocktails that are, you know, higher end cocktails. We can say.
Yeah, yeah,
So the higher end spirits and the higher end. We also want to have mocktails, right? Mental wellness. We don't if you don't drink or you don't want to drink, like we offer mocktails. So it's like being able to really keep an open dialogue and an open script for everybody to be able to feel welcome and come. But at the end of the day, like I said, it is very selective. It is very curated. Again, it's not putting anybody away, but
yeah.
the type of people that have been, thrown the invite are people that do have that stature or do have that creativity. And shoot, I want to meet them, right? Like
Right,
this
right,
event.
right.
The thing is, I always said, when we had the event, like this event wasn't for me, it's for y'all, right? It's for
Mm-hmm.
y'all to be able to meet more people. It's for y'all to leave with more connections. And I had multiple people come up to me like, "Man, I met 10 new people today," right? And that was mission,
Right.
to me, that's mission accomplished.
No, that's a and you know it's crazy. When I walked in, first thing Jordan said to me is, hey man, hold on, wait right here. I gotta find somebody for you. Oh yeah, you need to talk to him. Hey, y'all need to talk to each other because it's loud music playing. Y'all need to talk to each other. All right, I'll be back. You know what I mean?
Really?
And so it's always great vibes on the connecting level. What happens, Jordan, from your perspective? What happens when people finally feel seen and heard? What's
They,
so magical and special about that?
they open up. They open up. They open up to really who they are. The mask comes off, right? You don't gotta be cool. You don't gotta act like you got millions of dollars or you drive a G Wagon. I think it allows you to remove that mask and just be who you are. And like nobody's gonna judge you because if you're in some people's eyes, they thought it was a cool kids party, right? Whatever. I'm 30 plus years old. There's no cool kids. But if you're in that room, you should be able to come talk. You should be able to come network. You should be able to come meet new people, and just feel the vibe out. Like I said, I wanted people to walk in there, and the reason I did do that is because a lot of people don't know each other, right? I got people
Mm-hmm.
from all different cities. I got people coming in from Cleveland, coming in from Cincinnati. You name it, we have it, right? So being able to make a mutual connection, like even my little homies that go to the gym, like they got power washing. I seen one of my other boys that just started power washing, so I'm like, hey, y'all need to link.
Right,
It's not a competition, and I think I might get some little slack on this, but I think Ohio is just so big on like competing because we do the same thing. When really the people that got the millions and the billions of dollars, they collabing. So it's like they
right.
trying to figure out how to work together and what kind of knowledge or what kind of tools or what kind of ways are you doing it differently, right? Than I'm doing it. So then now we could both do it. Like it's everybody eats. So that's really what Cozy Social Hour is about. Is everybody I want everybody to eat.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the nail. I think that you have been seeing more collaborations happen, um, but I think a lot of people here in Ohio and a lot of creatives they just have this mentality that either at one point in time in their life they tried to collab and it didn't work and it backfired, and it's
You
just a
know,
Midwest attitude to be like, first time is me, second time first time is
it's
you,
you.
second time is me. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like if I let you do me wrong again, and so with that closed-minded mentality, it can stifle a lot of collaborations and stuff. But you're seeing a lot of good stuff going on. And that's one of my always been one of my gripes. It's just, man, can we get more collaboration? Can we get more
Right.
people? Like we all got cameras. Do y'all not know how many movies or pilots that we could have shot for different things? Like, you know what I'm saying? How many if we just banded together? You get what I'm saying? But it's always, like you said, it is more of a competitive vibe when you come out here. But Kozy Social Hour is doing the exact opposite of what that is allowing, right? Like it's combating
Absolutely.
that theory of come here and just be you. This is come here. When I walked in, I seen like it was like 6 or 7 creatives in my lane, in the videography and photography lane. I'm networking with these bros and we're exchanging IGs and stuff. And I'm like, yo, this is fire. You know what I mean? Like just like you're going to meet people
Hmm.
and you never know where that meeting could take you, right? You never know what opportunities it can open up for you, or ways that you can pour back in. For me, somebody that's been in the game for so long, I'm always about pouring. How can I pour back into the generation underneath me, right? Like because this is bigger than me. Eventually, one day I'll be phased out and I'll be done. And can you leave some tips and some things to not make everybody have to go through the same mud you had to go through? So I love
Absolutely.
Kozy Social Hour, man. When you look at Kozy Social Hour and these gatherings, how do these gatherings help with normalizing mental health conversations and awareness?
I think that's, I try to talk about that, like MC that, how our brand is really focused around the mental wellness and the mental health. And again, going back to earlier, like when you walk in, that mask comes off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then now your mind just feels more available, feels more open. You're like, okay, well, Jordan did introduce me to one dude, so like, why can't I just go talk to this other one, right? So
Right,
it just allows you to feel a lot more free. And
right,
that's the whole point of it, right? We just want to feel free. We don't want to feel constricted. We don't want to feel like, something might not, I might get dogged or I might get distant. It's like,
yeah,
no, I mean, also, even a no isn't a no. A no is redirection, right? It's like, okay, like, how can I hit it right the next time so I can hit a yes, right?
right,
So,
right,
but anytime you come to Cozy Social Hour, nobody's going to just dog you and be like, I'm not trying to talk to you. And that's the different vibe and refreshing vibe that we're trying to bring is like, everybody's used to going to the bar, to the club. Like, I even want to shoot. You might meet your next partner there, right? Because you're
right,
very open. You're like, okay,
right,
this is obviously a curated event. The type of people that are here are like-minded individuals. You're just like a lot more open to actually speaking to someone, right? We don't gotta do no apps. We ain't gotta go to the
mm-hmm,
club and get super lit and
mm-hmm,
hopefully we find some. I don't want that, right? I want to offer drinks, so people can get a little more loose, right? And they mental health, they just not thinking so much. Like when you
yeah,
start thinking, you just kind of psych yourself out. So, if you're able to kind of just let that guard down a little bit, then once you're able to do that, like the sky's the limit. All right. Like so again with Cozy Social Hour and our mental health, obviously, I'm gonna always touch on it, but at the same time, like I'm trying to do more action behind it. So the action
mm-hmm,
behind it is creating this safe space, right? Creating
right,
this space where people can speak and meet new people and like you said, meet fellow photographers or fellow bankers or like I mean, we have bankers, we have influencers, content
mm-hmm,
creators, photographers, musicians, like everybody was pretty much in there, and you just never know how you can collab with somebody else in your industry or that's
yeah.
not in your industry. So that's kind of how the mental health ties into Cozy Social. It's like let your guard down, be more open.
And I think in times like what we live in now, Jordan, people need to have fun too. You know what I'm saying? Like because it's so much that we stressing on the outside world, trying to balance being an entrepreneur, our gifts, our 9 to 5s, how I'm gonna pay my bills. Some of us got kids, some of us married. How do I balance and put all this together on top of network, on top of be able to build outside of the mandatory things I have in my life, right? And so I
Right.
think curating a good time is also just what I see. When I came, I'm like, yo, this is just a good time, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just fun. And
Mhm.
it's like anything when you teaching little league football and little league sports, the first thing you gotta make it is fun. Kids don't
Absolutely.
care. And nobody wants to play in the sand if the beach is muddy, dog. like
Uh,
it gotta be fun. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
When you look at the beach and you see people getting buried in sand and people going out on jet skis and all that, it looks fun. And so I think you guys are doing an amazing job. With that being the first one, I've seen y'all throw parties. So I know the fun is there. I
Oh,
know. And we're not even
so
talking
they
about Jordan Kozy, OU. We talk about Jordan Kozy here
talking about
in the, in the flesh. Y'all look, that boy was a bad boy at OU. I'm trying to tell y'all. We're gonna have that's a whole nother segment.
nah for real. Hey, one thing I'm good at is throwing a little event, man, and just getting people together. Like I said, even my partner Mo and Tamani, right? I'm like the bridge to the gap. I'll be bridging the gap. I'll be bringing my people together because it's like I can be your friend, but like I'm your friend, but like why are you separate? Like let's just feel
Yeah.
me. Let's just join together.
Nah, that's good, man. Listen, before we pivot into talking about just the future, I want to share. I like I said, I was at the event, so I'm about to play a video from my own eyes of just the glory that I witnessed of Kozy Social
Let's get it.
Hour. Y'all, listen. It was such a good time, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed just as much as I did.
Touch and roll, barely touch my phone. Is it too much for you? Is it too much for you?
Shout out to Trick No.
Hope you like me. Is it too much for you? Is it too much for you? I make you feel like how you looking. What's that? Good, a natural woman. You know the amount of work that I put in. You know how I'm still trying to get my foot in the door while I'm trying to keep your soul nourished. Yes, it is love, but my goal's still important. Way more than clothes and cars, that's important. No more clearance or I can't afford it. What's poor in my life? You deserve what you want for tomorrow and today, girl. I'm coming home late, girl. When I get back off tour, then it's a date, girl. Got you reeled in, you my bae, take the bait, girl. High heels, fashion overdressed, gon' slay, girl. You got good.
Like I told
Hey, man.
y'all, Kozy know how to throw a party, y'all. Listen,
You ain't
anytime.
crazy.
Listen, y'all. When I say it was a good time, and I didn't even stay the whole time. I didn't get there on time, and I left early. And y'all see, just in that short amount of time I was there, I'm working, going back and forth to the back, bro. It was such an amazing time. The next Kozy Social Hour is when, Jordan?
February 26th, same spot, Bada Bean, Bada Booze on First, not on Fifth, not on Query Trails, not at Kozy on First Street. Make sure y'all tap in. 6 to 10 this time. We're gonna extend it one more hour. We're going
Okay.
crazy. We did a good job, and Bada loved the turnout and the event itself, and they were like, shoot, why don't we extend it? I said, cool, let's run it. And
Sounds
I
by
can't.
who?
I was just about to say I can't forget to shout my boy
Ah!
KMB out, man. KMB is really the GOAT in the city when it comes to the tables, man. Nobody, I mean, we got good DJs, but man, my favorite person is KMB, man. It's my
Yeah,
boy.
there's a lot of great DJs out there, man. But KMB had that baby rock. I'm talking about classes, but I'm holding my camera and I'm forgetting I'm shooting because I'm over here swinging my legs like, hey, hold up, hold up. Oh, dang, hold on, I'm working, gang, I'm working.
Yeah,
Man,
KMB.
Jordan, when you look at Kozy as a whole, right? What
Mm-hmm.
does the next chapter look like? What's the next chapter of Kozy? Are we in the next chapter?
We kind of in the next chapter, man. We started off with our community events. These are gonna be monthly. Really just focusing on really growing the community, getting the story out there. Really like, again, our clothes are phenomenal, elite. I can't say it enough. Our candles, our socks, our crew necks, everything. Like, everything's amazing. But we really want to focus on the story behind it. Like, that's what's sticky about us, because there's a bajillion clothing brands out there. But, what's the meaning? What's the story behind it? So we kind of in the next chapter right now. Like I said, with community events. Please stay tuned. New collections coming out. We're looking to hit retail stores here soon. So you'll definitely see Kozy in your city or at your favorite store very, 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 very soon. And then, yeah, man, I mean, we're just going to keep growing and seeing where this thing goes. We got a lot of small business structures that are getting built out that I can't really share as too much until they roll out. But the main one that we have rolled out is our Kozy Cares. And Kozy Cares is our nonprofit sector. So we're in the community doing community events, giving back to the community, handing out food, getting around mental wellness or mental health foundations, and just kind of seeing where we can lend a hand, man. At the end of the day, God put us on this earth to serve. So how can we serve through Kozy, right? And we just did a toy drive in Atlanta. One of my partners, well, my partner Mo, he has sickle cell, so we worked and partnered with the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia in the Grady Hospital in Atlanta, and we did a toy drive for the kids. We raised about $1,500 in cash, and we raised
Come
about
on.
2,000.
Come on. Drop a horn for that.
About $2,000 worth of toys for the kids, man. So that really filled our heart. A lot of people pour into us all year, so we can pour back into the community.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Listen, people see a business like this, they see a Kozy, and they think, okay, that man, they already on to the next chapter, right? We doing events, they doing outreach, giveaways. You got so many things, and who knows what else is coming down the pipeline. When you look at scaling, right? You're a CEO. You're the head honcho, the HNIC. You know what I'm saying? When you look at scaling the business, how do you scale without losing the soul of the brand?
You get the soul of a team. You get the like-minded individuals like yourself, and again, they're not gonna be the same, but you got to get them where their passion is at, and then we just kind of start expanding from there. So as we start scaling, really just like I said, having the right people. Um, I'll give one little kiosk, but like my boy Joe, he runs Kozy Cares, and he has a nonprofit sector, and he has a nonprofit podcast. So again, just putting people in their perspectives and putting them in their passion is always going to allow them to want to go hard, right? They want to keep going hard. They want to be a part of this, especially as a startup, right? It's tough to like compensate heavy for you to like make a living. So it's like, hey, if I can have somebody that's in their passion project and can also see the vision that I see, right? Then now I got a team full of vultures, right? We're going to go get it. Like we're going to go get it no matter what. And then as we continue to scale and build and they're going to have the right people under them. So I really think, scaling is about, having the right people under you. And I don't even look at it as under you. It's really with you. And I think that's what really sets us apart really from a lot of different people is like, yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, you're under me, but like we work together, right? I'm with, I rather put us being together and empowering you and like letting you have a sector of it because it's like, okay, you are more of an expert in this field than I am. So like, what can I learn from you, dog? Like you're a part of this and I appreciate it and I love it. But like, what can I learn from you? So then now we can kind of keep building this monster that we're trying to build. And like, again, it's now become bigger than me and it's become bigger than almost the whole team, right? So now what is our purpose? What is our goals? How can we lean on the community more and more and allow the community to give us feedback too, right? Like, yes, we're the ones building the business. Yes, we're doing all the research and stuff, but the consumers are the ones that are paying the bills. The consumers are the ones that are experiencing these experiences. So, understanding that feedback and what they give us and, making adjustments from there.
Yeah. Couple more questions, Jordan, man.
Sure.
This one is more so just for the audience. Um, what would you say to someone silently struggling right now?
What would I say to someone that's silently struggling? Keep going. I mean, it sounds very like cliche, but like, yeah, you gotta keep going and have a vision. You know what I'm saying? All right, I got you. Have a vision, have a routine, right? I mean, I can definitely say like with all the things that do come on my shoulders, like if I ain't have my morning routine where I'm waking up, I'm praying, I'm journaling, I'm going to the gym, like those are non-negotiables for me. Like if I didn't have those, I'd probably go mad. So really having a routine that works for you. And then yeah, just having a passion and having a vision. I don't think everybody's a visionary because they're not. I was blessed for that, that skill and that aspect of my life. But just having a vision of understanding what you would love to do, right? What you like to do, and really going into that, like that's fulfilling. It's great to work a job and make money and all that good stuff, but I think for me, what's helped me a lot is me understanding my purpose that keeps me going.
Yeah.
So then you don't look at it like I've been doing Kozy for 5 years, because I have. But it's the time has just been going because I keep learning, I keep doing new things, I'm adding people, I'm doing new stuff, I'm doing new content. There's so many new things that come, and then time just kind of passes. So I would all to say, keep going and really having like a routine and a passion behind what you're doing, and make sure the vision makes sense. I mean, I can never judge or say your vision doesn't make sense because God gave you that vision, right? So just really like locking in with Him and seeing how you can keep making that push forward. So He gave me Kozy, and He understood that, and I really just came into this like I understood that like my biggest passion and my biggest vision and purpose is community. It is bringing people together. It is allowing people to be like, oh, okay, like y'all cool, we cool, right? And
Right.
that just became what Kozy was. That just the product was clothing because I started it. I'm a marketing person. I started it because I knew everybody needed clothes. Right. It wasn't that I was this high end fashion designer. It was that everybody needs clothes. And if I want everybody to be a part of my brand, this is something that I can start with. So I got a lot of cool things coming, more consumer products coming, big consumer products coming 2027 though, for sure. So, definitely stay tuned.
And lastly, Jordan, how can people connect with Kozy and become a part of the community?
Well, we're Stay Kozy on all platforms. You see KOZY. StayCozy.com, Stay Kozy on TikTok, Instagram, any social platform. And then if you want to tap in with me, Jordan Kozy, super easy. I make things easy for you guys. My team, everybody got Kozy in their name. So anytime you look up KOZY, you'll probably see the whole gang. So just make sure y'all, man, stay tapped in. Pull up to an event. If you're in Columbus, promise you won't regret being there. Give me a couple hours and you'll be there forever. So, welcome to the community, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Dope, dope, man. Dope. Y'all heard it here first, man. Make sure y'all go follow at underscore stay cozy at Jordan Kozy. And just like he
Come
said,
on.
you just type in KOZY. It's probably a whole other slew of community family members that's a part of the team that will pop up. You can feel free to reach out to all of them. Man, Jordan,
Mm,
it's been a blast, bro, having you on the show. Drop some horns for you, man. I feel like we really got to dive into who you are, man, and get to know a little bit more about the man, the myth, the legend behind the branding of Kozy. It's much more than just the Kozy. And I leave you guys with this: my takeaway about Kozy. Kozy isn't just something you wear; it's something you live.
absolutely. Absolutely. That's perfect. I love that. Actually, I'm going to take that one.
Hey man, hey man, I appreciate you, big dog.
I appreciate you, man.
Listen, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay tapped in, man. Kozy everything, staycozy.com. Like I said, underscore stay cozy on IG. Go find them right now. Great merch, even better feeling. He might want to steal that one too. You know what I'm saying? But listen, y'all gotta rock with him, man. I appreciate y'all taking the time out to hear Jordan's story, man. How impactful and some of the things that he's even had to go through, far as his trajectory to the top of where he's trying to be in the pinnacle of his life. I believe bro is still just getting started, right? Like it's here. We're on to the next chapter, but there's still so much more growth that we're going to be able to see from Kozy, man. I'm a big supporter of the brand, and I think that I'm just super excited to see where it goes, man. Go get your merch today. I'm telling y'all, it's fire, it's fly. I was wearing this during the summer. Jordan dropped this one off to me personally, so I truly appreciate all that he has done from me as well. Hey, and make sure you guys stay tapped in, man. Follow the Director's Den podcast. It's at the Director's Den podcast on all platforms, man. And if you have questions or you need any assistance, listen, if you're looking for a church home, New Birth Christian Ministries, 3475 Refugee Road. right here in Columbus, Ohio, Pastor Yavez Ellis. Man, great community over there at New Birth, man. Come visit and become a New Birth warrior like we all are. And like I said, there's plenty of other great churches around the city of Columbus. I attend New Birth, so I know firsthand how it is there. We are a great community, and I appreciate you guys. Again, this is Eddie Jackson with the Director's Den. We off the couch with Jordan Kozy Collins. Make sure y'all tap in, family. It's all love.
Yeah, so that's it right there.